Everybody, it's my distinct pleasure to be the guest host of Law and Paw, a Majestic Goose Network podcast in which we discuss the finer points of Dungeons and Dragons lore. My guest and your usual host is, of course, Adam DeWees.
Yep. Hey, good to
I,
be here.
it's a pleasure to have you. I, of course, am Professor Gerald Randu of the Unseen University, and I will be taking over hosting duties for this evening. Our topic tonight is a rather expansive one, befitting the expansive knowledge and wisdom within the somewhat lumpen head of our interviewee tonight. Adam, perhaps you would be so kind as to furnish us with a little hint of what you're partaking in, drinks wise, this evening.
Yes. So tonight, I am obviously drinking some what we call Dirty Dudes, which is Kettle One vodka and Diet Mountain Dew.
Mm.
And since us being on the tail end of this 24-hour extravaganza, it is half sleep deprivation and half Kettle One that has been kicking my butt.
And kicking your butt, it should. I am drinking Scrumpy Jack. It's cider. It's not particularly high class drink, but I'm not a particularly high class person. And with that, we shall breach the topic of the Underdark. That's what we've all come here to talk about today, and we are joined, of course, by the leading expert in the Underdark. Perhaps you would like to give us a little overview of said locale.
Yeah, of course. So the Underdark, as everybody knows, there is the floor of Terrell and the material plane, and then if you like dig under, there's the Underdark. It's kind of like caves and stuff in our world and the like the Earth, but it's a lot more than that because we'll take a step back and go to before there was an Underdark. You're probably wondering why is there an Underdark? Where did these all caves come from, right?
Mm,
Well, all these caves came from there's a god named Turog, not to be mistaken with Turok, the dinosaur hunter.
the dinosaur hunter with a
No, not that
cerebral
one.
bore.
No, not that one. It's the other
No,
one.
oh,
It's
I
with a
see.
G. Um,
Tarog.
Turog, yeah.
I
So
see.
Turog was a god that was banished to the middle of Terrell, and Turog, didn't want to just chill in fucking rocks for a long time. So Turog started to try to find his way back up to the surface and to find his exit of this. At the time, it wasn't the Underdark, right? It was like just fucking rock. So he started trying to burrow out. But no matter what he did, he could never pierce that exit and go above the surface. He would go sideways and he'd go back down. He'd go up a little bit, but not like a lot, because there's three different layers of the Underdark. There's the top layer of the Underdark, which is called the top layer of the Underdark. There's the
I
middle.
see.
There's the middle layer of the Underdark. It's called the middle layer of the Underdark. And then
I
there's the bottom
follow.
layer. Yeah, there's the bottom layer of the Underdark called the bottom layer. And Turok just like kind of
Ah,
fucking zigged and zagged all over the goddamn place. Could never escape though, but that's where like the tunnels came from. And then after that, like eventually he just got fucking bored, so he's chilling down there somewhere. No one knows quite where. And then from there, kind of after these tunnels were dug out through Terrell from this god, uh, people eventually were like, it's kind of cool down here. It's like, it's nice. There's no tornadoes or anything down here. There's no fucking dragons. You can't fit a fucking dragon down here. So like some people settled down there. Mostly people that they were pretty like fucking introverted. Like they didn't want to deal with humans and fucking bugbears and stuff. Um, so they were like it was mostly like mind flayers. Wanted to hang out down there and like if you kind of be sheltered away from people that were kept trying to eat their brains while they were trying to eat other people's brains. Um, Drugars. I didn't write the info about Drugars. I think that's how I'm pronouncing it right though. Um,
Well, you're the expert. You tell me.
well, but yeah, see, I like so I know what they are. They're like weird underground dwarf people, but I didn't actually write that portion of like their like actual like race, so I don't I may be mispronouncing that. I just wrote that they live down here. Um, and then there's the kuatar, which are like fish. They're just fish. But for some reason they're like cool down here. Who else lives down here? You ask. Worms. Worms like it. Little worms and big worms.
Disadvantage to all. Shots, shots,
Just how
shots.
how big exactly do these worms get?
They go. Okay, so how small do they get? Very small.
No, that's not what I asked.
How
I
big
asked
do they
how
get?
big do they get?
So big that sometimes while traveling through the tunnels, they actually like grind away more of the tunnel. That being said, they're fucking big. Durando. If I'm being Professor
Professor Gerald Randu,
Gerald
yes,
Randu, yes,
you
yeah.
interviewed me about the Nine Hells.
Yeah. It was. I've had a lot of guests on, and I'm
Oh, well,
sorry
I
if
had the courtesy to remember your name, plebeian.
So,
Anyway, do continue with your rambling, incoherent story.
yeah, there's skeletons like it down here because they're buried down here. Sometimes when like people don't know this, people don't know this, but the Underdark can be pretty shallow. It can be pretty shallow.
See,
So like if you bury somebody 6 feet under, if it's in a shallow
they're in
part,
the Underdark.
well, if it's in the shallow part of the Underdark, and a fucking strong breeze blows through, knocks away a little bit of rock, fucking casket falls down. Big skeleton
A
pops
strong
out.
breeze above ground can cause a casket to fall into the underground,
Or
the
underground.
Underdark.
Or Underdark.
I mean, by default, it's underground if it's a buried coffin. But nevertheless, you're telling me that must be an absolute planning permission nightmare. Insurance must be extraordinarily expensive, given that corpses could fall from the ceiling of your abode straight through the roof and kill you while you are eating breakfast. That sounds absolutely terrible.
Well, you know what's cool about the Underdark? No insurance.
No insurance in
No
the
insurance.
Underdark.
No.
Do they have any kind of organized banking system?
Nope. Rocks.
Rocks.
But like, you're probably thinking like, well, just go fucking with a hammer and go get some rocks out. No, they've got to be they're blue rocks, which are exceedingly rare because more
Specifically blue rocks.
they've
I
got to be
see.
blue rocks, and people keep mining out all the goddamn blue rocks, and now there's not a lot of them. So if you get blue rocks, you can buy shit. But other than that,
So really, what you're telling me is that the Underdark is on the verge of economic collapse due to the devaluation of its currency.
well, luckily, not a lot of people. A lot of people are donating money right now to our Extra Life campaign, saying shot,
Good.
shot, shot.
Carry on. Thank you. Very well done.
Yeah, but they keep saying shot, shot, shot. I don't have shots down. I can drink. But anyway, yeah. So economic collapse. For the economy to collapse, it would first, in the first place, need the economy to collapse on itself. And truly,
Yes.
there is just the bare minimum. It is just the very,
I
very
agree.
basic,
Shot, shot, shot.
trading of those little blue pebbles down here. And not everybody even uses that form of currency. There's like, when I say they use that for currency, there's like 18 people down here that actually do that. So out of like 1,000, so there's only 1,000 people down here, but
There's only 1,000 people within the Underdark.
yeah, counting all races, counting worms too.
All the worms sentient?
No, but I count them anyway because
I see.
It's
So I
only
mean,
1,000. I gotta round it up to like a big
I
number.
see. So what you're telling me, the sentient creatures that live in the Underdark number in the hundreds only.
Yes, yeah. I try to get every single thing into my the word where people you know what I'm talking about, where people do a where people like go door to door and say like, hey, how many people live in this house? You know what I'm talking about?
A census.
Yes, a census. That's it. When Christopher Perkins, like the D&D dude, came to me and said, "Hey, you need at least 1,000 people to live down in the Underdark," and I only had like 600. I was like, oh fuck, I guess I gotta start counting the worms.
You had to. Did you have to individually name them?
No, I did not. I only needed to give crit. I needed to say, yeah, we've got 1,000 people down here. And then I needed to give him the big five, which were the Mind Flayers, the Druagar, the Kuator, the Worms, and then the Mushroom Folk.
I don't want to seem like I'm being a a bore, but Underdark, isn't the name a little uninspired? It's
That
underneath and it's dark.
I take that pretty personally. It actually that was the
I mean,
longest
would you
thing.
call the surface the overlight?
Well, no, I didn't need to name that though.
It seems a little bit trite to me. I mean, this is certainly more of a subjective opinion on my part, but certainly, you could have invested slightly more time in a more snappy name, surely.
Well, I told you that I was commissioned to write all this information. I didn't tell you I was commissioned $17, so I didn't really want to spend too much time.
I see. I had heard in an earlier edition it was referred to as the evil bad.
It was Evil Bad, and then it was Dark Place, and then it was Underground, and then it was Cold, Stony, Rocky Place, and then I kind of smooshed them all together and just made Underdark.
I see. Well, I mean, it certainly caught on. It did certainly catch on. How about places to visit within the Underdark? Is there any points of interest?
Yeah, there's a couple major cities actually, like big
Really?
metropolises. Yeah,
What
they
are the
usually-
populations of these major cities with less than the
well,
1,000 sentient beings?
So there's three, and all three have about 100 people, but they were outnumbered buildings 3-1. So there's like 300 buildings per metropolis, but only like 100 people. So like each person gets 3 buildings, unless there's like a festival in town, and then we, everybody kind of doubles up like a one person to building. But yeah, there's
There's a thriving tourism industry then within the Underdark.
no, not at all. Actually, the opposite. People kind of stay away from it. To be honest, it's kind of dark and damp down here.
Oh, well, that seems a shame. I mean, do they have any kind of festival days or anything of religious significance in the Underdark?
This Dark Day.
Dark Day.
Dark Day.
What does that celebrate?
It is December 25th, and it is the shortest day of the above ground. And due to it being the shortest day of the above ground, it's the least amount of light penetrating from above, sunlight coming down to the cracks and crevices into the Underdark, which makes it the darkest day of the year. And people really like fucking dark down here in the Underdark. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's because all the goddamn creatures that live down here really fucking hate the sun, and it hurts their eyes, and they get like disadvantage and stuff if we're talking like mechanics. But yeah, that's the number one holiday, and you know how they celebrate that?
Please do tell.
A bunch of naps. Everybody is. They are all legally obligated by the Underdark overlords to, by Demogorgons. If you don't take at least 3 naps on Dark Day, Demogorgons can come eat your ass.
Wow. I mean, that could either be a punishment or a reward, depending on.
It's a punishment.
Quite what you want from life.
Yeah.
You really threw me with that eating ass comment there. How the fuck does the ecology work when there's no photosynthesis?
Oh, fucking mushrooms, dude.
Mushrooms.
Yeah. Next question.
Oh, fair enough. That's the next question. Cross that one off. That was nice and easy. Are there any currency exchange issues, given that the small blue stones seem to be the only legal tender?
Well, I did mention that only like 18 people use the blue stones. Other than that, it's usually if like you really want someone, you fucking take it.
Okay, so it's not really
if you're bigger.
It's not really a barter economy so much as a
A bully system, yeah.
Yeah, a
That's
bully
what we call
system.
it,
Yeah, that's right.
Like fucking purple worms, they got everything they want. They see like you got a hot dog, and they're like, "Fuck, I would really like that hot dog." Guess what? They got that hot dog.
Well, speaking of hot
Hot dogs?
dogs,
Yeah, okay. You got a
um,
hot dog question? Okay.
well, more broadly, how is the local cuisine? Any standout dishes?
Lots of mushrooms. So if you don't like mushrooms, or if you don't want to die, or if you don't like the dark, just don't come down here. Um, but they get pretty creative with it. They can make I mean, I don't want to harken back to the hot dog, but they can quite literally, smush up a few mushrooms, some purple, some green, some pink, make it into a paste, form it like a hot dog, and call it a hot dog.
I see.
It's not at all, but they call it that still.
Well, needs must. How is that? How does it taste?
Absolutely terrible. Never come down to the Underdark.
Oh,
Just
okay.
don't.
Well,
Yeah. They do have the one thing that they've got going for them. It's a little blue, so just
cover your
you know,
children's
yeah,
eyes and
yeah,
ears.
exactly. If you really like fish, Kuatoa are pretty fucking tasty fish. They are sentient, so that's like it's a gray area.
It does
not
present
really.
somewhat of a moral dilemma.
Yeah, it's not even really a gray area. It's just bad.
Excuse me, I'm going to chug some of this cider. Carry on.
Yeah, a bunch of people donated and said chug chug chug. Yeah, so it's pretty much mushroom hot dogs and Kuatoa fish sticks, fish sticks.
Okay. So fish people or mushrooms are basically your options on most menus.
There is funnel cakes. Nobody's found out where they come from, but there's funnel cakes. Almost in every goddamn household, they've got funnel cakes. I don't know, like I didn't fucking.
They must be pouring in from somewhere.
No, Gerundu, I did not write funnel cakes anywhere in the lore. I don't know where people keep getting fucking funnel cakes from. But I will track it down if it's the last thing I do, and find out who's giving all these people in the dark funnel cakes.
There's no. Oh, well, I can only. I can only applaud your fervor. So what you're telling me is there's no kind of livestock or
Nope.
meat options for the convinced carnivore.
Fish?
I suppose, as you said, there are sentient fish people. That would answer that question sublimely. I seem to have some kind of eyelash in my eye.
Yeah, that's where they usually are. Gerundu, are
Yes,
you okay, Professor?
Yes, right in my eyeball. It hurts rather a lot. We'll carry on regardless. As you said, the seems to be a nature. The Underdark seems to be a system of caverns and caves and such. Are there established roads and paths?
Yeah, there's some more after Turok has kind of carved down the major areas, major passageways. Some of them are a little bit more convenient than others. So if one like connects to, say Turok got kind of close to the non-Underdark, the above ground, the overlight, and then somebody did like dig down into a cave like 5 feet and it connected a tunnel, and it's a very convenient path. People will make that a little bit more well worn. Then there's also those big metropolises I talked about with 100 buildings, couple of people living there. There'll be a little bit more well-traveled roads there. There's the Sharn Wall. Have you ever heard of the Sharn Wall?
I have not. Do tell.
Sharn Wall is just it's a big wall, but it's brightly like illuminating neon green, and nobody can figure out why. I know, but I will never tell. It's very cool. And there's a really well-traveled road called the King's Road that goes to the Sharn Wall, and then just a flat wall. People just go just to look at the big bright wall, and then they fucking leave because
they just turn around and go back the way they came.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
get hungry.
It's just big old wall. Um, we talked a little bit about some of the factions in this extremely population sparse part of the world, with less than 1,000 sentient creatures living within this huge area, uh, with as many as 2 people living in cities of 100 buildings, I
Yeah.
believe you mentioned. Yes. Um, how do they all get along? Is it all harmonious?
For the mind flayers, they are a hive mind, so it's just wherever the elder brain is, it just tells them what to do, and they just do whatever. Kuatoa, they stay the fuck away from everybody because everybody keeps trying to make them into fish sticks. The Durgarg, they think mind flayers are kind of cool. They'll like hang with them. They don't. I wouldn't say that it is necessarily like a mutually beneficial like relationship. It's more like they'll go and they'll party with mind flayers, and they'll sometimes be able to like talk the mind flayers into like giving them a mind blast for like a cheap high. And then after that, they just will go back home. They don't want anything else to do with the mind flayer. So it's pretty shaky at best with dang near every single relation or race that lives in the Underdark.
How about this Turog character? Is he still around?
Somewhere down there,
Really?
he got real deep down, and decided, you know
The
what,
Underdark.
the under what was it called, the Underdark, the third layer, Underdark, the below dark, down there. He ended up he decided to just stop where he was and just wait. Because he realized he was getting more and more lost, more and more confused, and he decided, you know what, I'm just gonna fucking stop here, and I'm gonna hope somebody finds me one day, and somebody will, one day. You will rue that day, Professor.
I personally will rue that day.
You personally are gonna.
Are you threatening me?
You're gonna hate. I'm not. Turok is. You're gonna hate that day.
Well, come and have a go if you think you're hard enough, Turog, you little shit. I'd bet you've never even killed no dinosaurs. Other than Turog, do they have any unique religions down in the Underdark?
You know what? A lot of them actually really like Shantea, the agriculture goddess.
I guess they've got to grow those mushrooms.
Yeah, and I think that's where the mushrooms come from. So I think a lot of them, they think that if they worship Shantae enough, like they'll be able to get like corn, fucking potatoes. Like God, everybody down here would kill for a goddamn potato, and potatoes.
Well,
grow,
I mean, as
like,
I said,
10 feet
well,
above their
potatoes.
heads.
Yeah, well, you just reach up,
Yeah,
grab them.
But they're not.
If corpses are falling through them, why can't they get carrots and potatoes and so on?
That's why they try to really fucking pray to Shantae and really get a potato. But all they get is goddamn mushrooms.
Well, I say that's down to lack of effort on their part, really.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to.
Is that it? It's just Shantae? No other religions down there?
I mean, obviously you get a lot of people worship the Demogorgon. I think his name is no, not Troll. It's is it Kevin? Again, I didn't write the
Kevin the Demogorgon.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Yeah, so like the way it works when we get commissioned, we'll write like a piece of the lore, and then we'll have to like slot in other people's lore. And somebody else wrote the Demogorgon, Kevin. So I just know that like some of my people worship the Demogorgon, but I'm not a Demogorgon expert. But Kevin, some of them like him. Which I don't know why, because he's kind of like a world eater. He really just wants to like see the place in chaos, see the place burn. So I don't know what that deal is about, but some of them do. Some of them like him.
Well, I guess with that, my next question would be, what's with all the bloody spiders?
Well, think about it. Spiders like, what are they like? What are the 3 things spiders like? Flies?
Flies?
Yes. Got flies down here.
Climbing up the water spout.
Yep, we got water spouts.
That's right. And I guess the other thing they like is parlors.
Yep,
Come into my parlor, said the spider to the fly.
we got all three. And you know what? What they don't like, but what they tolerate more is also cold, damp, dark spaces. Guess what we got abundance of down here? Cold, damp, dark spaces with parlors and water spouts and flies. So
well,
they
that's
just
interesting.
they just come down here.
What's all this talk about this Loth character?
Oh shit!
Who's that?
You were just talking about spiders. One spider just kept eating other. Like a spider came down one day. A spider came down. After
one spider came down.
Just
That's how it starts.
One
spider comes.
It's like the lady who swallowed a fly. So one little tunnel opened up one day, years back, like 10,000 years back.
So the Underdark's an old lady.
One spider crawled down the. We'll call the Underdark the old lady who swallowed the fly, but also swallowed the spider instead. So the spider crawled down the water spout into the Underdark, and then thought, it's damp, it's cold, it's nice and dark down here. Ate a fly because we got an abundance of flies down here, and then it got a little bit bigger, right? And then it was like, oh fuck, another fly over there, and went and ate it, popped up a little bit bigger. Kept doing that because it was the only spider down here with this abundance of flies. The Underdark has always, Torag brought down a swarm of flies with him. So there's always been so goddamn many flies down here until all the spiders came in and invaded. But it just kept eating more and more spiders. It was like that fishy game where you just keep eating bigger flies and you just keep getting bigger. And then one day, it was so big, it was fucking like 12 foot tall. It was a spider, but also a drow popped up because it ate a drow. And then she was like,
and we all know that what you eat pops out of you.
It pops out. That's how spiders work.
That's how digestion works.
I did write the lore on spiders, and I did make it so that whatever they eat, they pop out of. So Loth popped down and was like, you know what? It's nice. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to chill here. I'm not going to eat anything else. Ever. And Loth just quit eating. And now Loth is like worshipped and a goddess of mostly spiders and drow. Did I mention drow live down here? Because they definitely do. I don't think we got to them yet.
I don't think you ever mentioned them, but since you're the expert, I suppose it's up to you to just drop surprise witnesses and testimony on me as you like. So there are the drow, the spider worshipping folk. Who are the leaders of the significant factions? We've mentioned the walking fish stick men, the drow, of course, the Jugar, the Sniverfablublin, I believe, is another.
That one. So the Kuatoa, Dripabeeman. Can you repeat that back to me and make sure you got it right in your spelling of that?
The gnome, the Underdark gnomes. The
leader of the Kuatoa.
The leader of the Kuatoa.
Dripabean. Yes, you got it. Good. So that is it's a Kuatoa, but instead of it being like a fish with you know what a Kuatoa is, right, Professor?
It's a edible fishman.
It's literally a fish with feet. Yeah. But this one is a clownfish. So everybody really likes him because he's very fucking funny. So he is the leader of all the fish folk, Dripabean, and then there is.
Does he tell jokes?
Yeah, the fucking best jokes.
Can we have a sample?
Yeah. So you know how? So this is one of his favorites that he pulls from all the time. You know how sometimes when you see a flock of geese flying in a V, and there's a few less on the left side than the right side.
Well, yes, I do. But how would a fishman living underground?
It's satire, Professor.
Pray continue.
Yeah. So you know how sometimes there's a few less than the other side, and it's
Certainly.
not really a V. Do you know why that is?
No, I do not.
Because there's less geese in the left side, and that
I see.
fucking loses it with all of the Kutoa. They think that is the funniest fucking thing ever.
That slays amongst the edible fishmen.
Yeah. The
My
clownfish always
goodness.
gets that. Yeah. Do you want another one?
No, I think that's quite enough of that. Why don't we move on to one of the other factions? We'll hear about some of the leaders and significant people. I've had enough of the edible fishmen.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody has. For the mind flayers, the Illithid, they usually worship an elder brain. The
How
number.
old is this brain?
So it's very eld. His name's Brian, and he is 1,001 years old.
Brian, the brain is 1,001 years old. Did they store him in brine?
Yes. How did you? Did you do some research before interviewing me?
It stood to reason to me that a brain would be stored in brine, especially one called Brian.
Yeah.
Brian,
So
the brain, Brian.
yeah, there's
Brian's
a
brain, Brian must be.
so Edel brains
something
kind
to
of hang
behold.
out in a pool of brine. So Brian the brain is in a pool of brine, and there are tadpoles in there. And if they plug a tadpole out, they put it in a creature's nose, and it turns them into a mind flayer. If it's left unmarked for too long, it just gets fucking really big and turns into a big worm and fucking goes mayhem. So they kill them all.
One of those big worms you talk so much about.
So many fucking worms down here, Gerundu.
Oh my goodness. How? I'm not sure if I recall correctly. Did you say beholders live down here?
Beholders do. I don't think I said beholders live down here, but they definitely
Oh well, then
do.
never mind. I just
Well, but they-
disregard everything I've just said.
But they definitely do live down here. Mostly because one thing that you may or may not know about beholders is that they are just excruciatingly paranoid. So they try to really stay away from anybody, anything, other beholders, humans, Kuatoa. They always think that everybody is out to get them. And what better place to lay low and hide out than the Underdark, which with a population of 1,000,
Absolutely minuscule population
that
density,
covers
as we
the
have discovered.
entire world of Terrell. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's a
there's
perfect
less than
place.
1,000 sentient beings living there.
So Xanathar is the the beholder. You probably heard about Xanathar.
I have heard of Xanathar.
He's got a goldfish. Yeah, he's cool.
Absolutely. Do you have any tips for sort of journeying through?
I would say that if you, for some reason, you do have to pass through the Underdark, bring your own food. Unless you like mushroom hot dogs, funnel cake, or fish. But for the fish part, you would need to murder people. So unless A, you don't care about murdering sentient folk, or you don't like funnel cake, or you don't like mushrooms, bring your own food. And also to if the tunnel looks pretty fresh, like if it doesn't look like it's 1,000 years plus old, that probably means it's not a Turog tunnel. It means it's a purple worm tunnel. Stay the fuck away from that, because that's probably still pretty close.
How would one tell the difference?
You would need to be proficient in like stoneworking.
Ah,
Yeah, or roll really high for like
or be a dwarf.
Yeah, be a dwarf, or roll really high in like a survival check. I think would be the good one. But yeah, I think those would really, like, if I had to like give like some hot tips, I think those would be the ones that I would give like new players coming down.
So mainly be a dwarf,
Or roll good.
or roll well.
I think if
Well, why do people even go there?
no one really does. Nobody really does unless they've got
Well,
like.
I was led to believe there was countless adventures. Why be commissioned to write all this lore
So
if no bugger's going there in the first place?
it's usually think about Out of the Abyss, right? It's a campaign that somebody else wrote. I didn't write this campaign, but they wanted my lore for this campaign. So somebody else wrote this campaign. You start the campaign as a prisoner in the Underdark. Like the characters did not come here on their own free will, right? Nobody really comes down here on their own free will unless they're one of those races that are native to the area or like a beholder. Like nobody really fucking wants to be down here. It's usually a mistake if you are down here. We're shy of our 14. We're about $140 shy of our $3,000 goal, which is unfortunate.
So close.
So fucking close. $140.
So close. Somebody,
But-
please.
Please,
Daddy.
I kind of wouldn't mind doing some audience questions too. It'd be fun.
I would really like to do that because I'm sure you guys are absolutely full of them. So I just dropped my Professor Gerald Randu persona for a moment, and we'll just throw it open to you guys if you've got some questions you want me to ask in the name of knowledge.
And I'm the number one Underdark expert, so you want to ask him now while you got this chance, and also still donate because we're $140
Please do. We're
short.
so tantalizingly close. The donation that tips us over $3,000 will get a free voice-over recording from me doing whatever
What
you want
character?
within reason.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, what
Within
character?
reason. Like, I don't want to be like recording nothing like fucking horrifying. But yeah, whoever tips us over $3,000 will get. I'll do a voiceover commission for you for free. You can't say further than that.
Dice Talk says, "What is the best restaurant in the Underdark?" That would be the Chili Block. So the
mushroom chili, though, presumably.
It is mushroom chili. So the way that they do this is they, there are some spices in the Underdark. So how they do this is they add a lot of water. Rainwater funneling down from all those rain spouts that we talked about earlier. They add a lot of water, mushrooms, spices, because there are various spices that grow in the Underdark. Mushrooms, and then they take all that, mash it together, make various different levels of spiciness of chili. But it's not very good at all. Like it's the number one restaurant in the Underdark, and it's still shit. So just don't come down here.
It must be difficult to maintain a business like a restaurant in the Underdark, given the population density being so low.
But the thing is, like, think about it. There's no fucking rent. There's no mortgage payments. There's no electricity bills. There's no fucking economy down here, really, to be honest.
Apart from the same couple of hundred people swapping the same blue stones back and forth.
There's 18 people that swap those back and forth, and other than that, like everybody else just fucking, like I said, it's the bullet system. If you're bigger than something, you can take it. Sabai asked, "How is everything not drowning from all the water coming from the rain spouts?" Well, good question. There's a few lakes in the Underdark, like Lake Erie. And
Lake Erie.
It's a very fucking creepy lake. However, there's also there's rain spouts coming from the above light to the Underdark, and then there's rain spouts going from Underdark to the Underdark, and then there's rain spouts going from the Underdark to the Underdark, and then there's rain spouts going to the under the core is what we call it. So just all these rain spouts just keep going down, all the way down. It's rain spouts all the way down, and then it goes into the core, and it cools the core, and that's what keeps the world from exploding. So we got more questions, chat. Keep them coming. I freaked you around, dude. Keep the questions coming. Like Erie is in the the Underdark. Lord confirmed. Yeah, I mean, where else would it be?
Oh God. Oh God. Fucking Lake Erie. Jesus Christ.
Come on, we gotta have some
Uh,
more. We gotta have
yeah,
some more
come
chat
on.
questions.
Some of you gotta be curious, you fuckers. Come forward.
You got to try.
Cowards.
You know what? I'm gonna get on our Discord because I think people are posting questions in our Discord.
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
just keep getting all these notifications. I don't know what the hell's going on.
yeah,
Bloop, bloop,
that's.
bloop, bloop,
I'm
bloop, bloop,
gonna
bloop.
pop in. I'm gonna pop in the Discord and see what's
I don't know if you can tell, dear viewer, but I'm shit faced. I don't know about Adam.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
valid.
it's all right. Who's sending in questions? Anybody? Nobody?
Let me see. I'm searching our Discord. Dustin, you got any questions for the Underdark?
Come on, you cowards, come forward.
Come on, ask some good. Let me see what we got. I swear I saw a question. Um,
Well, Sash is asking, "What's your favorite place in the Hells?" But what's your favorite? What's
okay.
your favorite place? How about this? We'll compromise. Since I did the Hells, you answer what's your favorite place in the Underdark, and I'll answer what's my favorite place in the Hells. How about that?
You want to go first?
Uh, Professor Gerald Rander's favorite place in the Hells was undeniably the Bazaar, located in Dees. As I say, it's very loud, which makes it very easy to haggle because nobody's quite sure what you're offering. So you can get a remarkably good bargain for a very good deal on small bones, saintly relics, of course. Is the currency in the Underdark, and it does pay to rob some graves before you go. How about you, Adam?
Um,
What's your favorite place in the Underdark?
my favorite place is the Great Rift. So what the Great Rift is it's kind of like the central connection point between the Underdark, the Middle Dark, and the Lower Dark, where it is this one shaft that goes all the way down between it. So it's just a rain spout, but then after that, it opens up into this big shaft that goes all the way down to the core. It is called the Great Rift, and if you go there, there's usually a few like Kuatoa hanging out, or people. It's kind of like a pilgrimage people make to go and just check out the Great Rift. So it's really, I mean, if you're going to make it to the Underdark just one time, you should go there and just fucking drop a rock down in it. It's very cool. I mean, you're laughing, Trunty. I'm not kidding. It's like a.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at the next set of questions we've
Oh
got.
shit! Oh no, questions important now. Oh fuck.
Where? Well, as I said, why? Well, first of all, why did you call it the Underdark? Which I took you to task for that because I felt it was rather uninspired.
Yeah, it's just
And
because I got commissioned
obviously,
$17.
Ironclaw agrees with me.
Well, it's because I got commissioned $17 for it, so
Just wasn't worth the effort to come up with something more interesting than the Underdark.
exactly.
A follow up from Ironclaw was, where would you take a date into the Underdark?
Okay, well, I think the Rift is a cop out answer. So buttons.
Buttons.
Buttons. Do you know? Do you know?
No, do explain.
So buttons is it's like a scenic overlook of where it's in the Underdark, not in the Middle Dark, but it's got this cliff side that the cliff doesn't go all the way down. It doesn't even reach the Middle Dark, but it's like this cliff side facing where you can see about 5 miles down just before you hit the Middle Dark. But as far as the eye can see, if you go to this ridge, and you can see just miles down and
How
miles
far
wide.
can the eye see in this dark cave?
That depends on the eyesight range.
I suppose that's true.
Yeah, so I mean, some people have like pure dark sight, so whatever that I can see. Some people need to like throw out fucking candles and bullshit like that.
Does anybody in the Underdark go, screw this, I'm going up and getting me some ice cream and leave the Underdark?
Fucking all the time. Have you heard of a drow elf above the ground.
I've heard of one.
Exactly. Yeah. The spider. What was the name?
Well, I was thinking of Drist Do'Urden.
Drist. Yeah. Fucking Drist. You know how Drist? You know Drist was like this worldwide, world-renowned explorer, adventurer. You know why he fucking went up there? Wanted some goddamn ice cream. He was like, you know what? I really want some like cold,
That's
tasty,
really
sugary
what
treat.
does it.
And we don't have any down here, so I'm gonna fucking tunnel up, because it's easier to tunnel down. And he went and found some ice cream. And then he became like a world-renowned explorer.
Question from Discord next. Is there a Taco Bell in the Underdark?
Two.
There are two.
They have very limited menus. And
I was going to say, it seems to be a recurring theme that there will be rather a lot of mushrooms on the menu.
A lot of mushroom tortillas and fish tacos only. Tortillas made out of mushrooms, meat made out of fish, and then, some various spices. No cheese, no lettuce. Potato. Every once in a while they can pick a potato out, but you don't want a fucking potato on taco. I don't know. I do. Now I'm really fucking hungry.
See, what else have we got here?
I've seen a couple in the Twitch chat. Let me see. Where would you take a date? Does anybody go?
If you had to marry a creature in the Underdark, what would it be?
If I had to marry a creature, I would probably pick up a Mind Flayer, because, like, if they were actually genuinely, like, into me and genuinely in love with me, they would be able to, even if you were living in this hellhole of this Underdark, which is shit, you'd never come down here. It's terrible. But they could, like, implant in me, like, mental memories and images of, a lot happier places and times that, would make it, at least, even though it would be fake, I think it would be better than just fucking living down in the Underdark. But my choice,
by all accounts, it seems to be right.
Yeah, but my choice, I would just fucking go up for that ice cream like Driss did, and not live in the Underdark. But that wasn't the question.
Well, do you know what my answer would be to that one?
Yeah, what is it? Yeah, what's your
It'd be
opinion?
a quota. I shall tell you why. Because I could never turn down a healthy portion of fish sticks. Next question from Johnny. What is the real estate market like in the Underdark? Well, given the population density and proliferation of empty houses, it seems like it would be a steal, Johnny.
If well, the thing is, you have to build your own. Like, there's no
even though there's cities of hundreds of buildings populated by only 2 or 3 people.
Well, that was those 2 or 3 people getting together and thinking like, hey, let's fucking build a cool building, and they just built cool buildings together. But like, if you move down there and you're like, hey, I want a house, no one's gonna be like, hey, give me 8 rocks for a fucking house. No, you gotta build your own goddamn house. But the real estate, the landscape market is just absolutely insane. You can pretty much get wherever you want. Even the Rift or the Buttons, you can get any of those places. Why is it so hard to get good ice cream? Because there's no goddamn dairy.
There's no dairy.
There's no fucking
There's
dairy.
no livestock. There's not soybeans to make soy ice cream. There's no almonds to make almond milk or anything like that. All they've got is mushrooms.
Mushrooms and fish sticks.
Mushrooms. I think we've covered that sufficiently.
Okay, wait. I think that I think I see a couple others. Want to go to Buttons? Wink, wink. Ask a question again. What is the real estate market? Who are the real estate agents? Nobody. There's literally, like, it's not. You can't like get anything from being a real estate agent. So there's just none down here. Favorite mini yaks?
Rose. However, we've established that Adam is the expert in these matters, and no such creatures exist in the Underdark. You must be referring to an extra canonical source. Next question. What's the best place to vacation in the Underdark?
Usually people vacation from the Underdark to the above light.
Why go back?
If somebody, well, the thing is, like, they'll go up there and they'll be like, oh shit, there's like actually people here and I actually need money. So I'm gonna go back where I don't need money. But if you were going to like do a fucking, I guess like a day trip to the Underdark, it would probably be from like, I mean, the Sharn Wall is cool. So I think you could plan like a weekend trip where if you brought your own food down, you could dig down, go and check out the Sharn Wall. I think in a weekend trip you could hit the Sharn Wall. You couldn't hit the Sharn Wall, Buttons, and that restaurant Gerundu.
I don't know if were you to try that all in one day, you'd hit the Shanwall wall.
You would hit the Sharn Wall, which is what we call it. But what's that restaurant called? I said that's the best restaurant.
I don't know.
I don't
What
remember.
was it?
We said it.
That was a couple of drinks ago.
It was a couple of drinks ago. But you could hit 2 out of the 3. So I'd probably do that restaurant that the name is escaping me at this moment.
Etched forever in our memories somewhere.
And the Sharn Wall. Those are like the 2 main touch points you would want to hit in a weekend trip. Also, Kega just donated $50, so I think we're like fucking like 70.
Yes, you beautiful individual.
I think we're like $70 away from
We're
3,000.
so fucking close. Please dig deep, please, if you can. Please, please, please. We all know it's been a hard year. It's been a hard year for all of us, but like.
But me and Gerundu are going 41 minutes over the 24 hours.
Yeah, come on.
We are trying to buy time.
Slept in a day.
Sabai thinks we're $90 away. The fucking extra life graphic is taking a very long time to
not sorting itself out.
There it goes.
Yeah.
We are $90 away. We're at 24 hours and 42 minutes. We cannot end the stream until we hit that.
Like I say, if you knock us over $3,000, the donation that knocks us over $3,000, I will do a VO commission for you for free.
I'm trying to scroll up through the chat and find out exactly if we missed any. I don't want to have missed any questions. If you had a marry a creature, we did talk about that. I think we've hit them all, unless there's some in Discord, which I'm not in at the moment.
I can't see any.
Shit.
Come on, guys. Dig deep. Dig deep. Ask your friends. Pester your friends. Kick them up the ass. If they give you any shit, send them my way. I'll sort them out. But make sure that they give us some money.
Are there sports in the 3 levels of Underdark? If so, are there rivals? Yes. Fucking are there sports? Yes, there's So I don't know if you know this, but in the there's the upper dark, the middle dark, and the lower dark. And the middle dark is the sweet spot, because in the middle dark there is it's not no gravity, but it's a low gravity, where it's like half the gravity that you and I, Professor, know.
Wow.
Yeah. So in that middle dark, it's kind of the sweet spot where people will they make a lot of different cool sports. One of which is they call Titan Ball. So Titan Ball is they've got a one and only one in the entire middle dark. They've got one field. And the way that this is laid out is there's only a 10-foot high ceiling, but there is a small, there's the mid gravity. Each side has a hoop, kind of like a Quidditch hoop, but just one, not 3 of them.
Okay.
And what you got to do is you have to carry a small live mushroom ball. They're sentient mushroom balls.
Well,
And
I'm a myconid.
yes, that's it. Like I said, I didn't write their lore. I just included it. And you gotta get one of those in the other opponent's hoops. We got another donation, $10 from Solid Circle, so we're fucking $80 away.
Thank you so much. I know you're digging deep, friend. Like you've done your share, man. You don't need to don't bankrupt yourself. Like make sure you can pay your electricity bill and shit. But yeah, thank you ever so much. It really does mean a lot to us. Like
But it's very similar to basketball where you have to get it in the other hoop, but the hoop isn't horizontal; it's vertical. And also, there is absolutely like fucking no rules. You just need to get that sentient mushroom ball into the other hoop. And somebody asked if there's rivals. So many rivals. The Mind Flayers against the Drew Guards. Mind Flayers almost always win because them being no rules, they can use like Mind Blast and shit. The Dro, they're okay. They're kind of like second under the Mind Flayers because they're very quick and nimble and have very good eyesight under here. But yeah, Mushroom Balls it's a good sport. God damn it! I guess I'm gonna have to. We're at fucking 25.
we're so fucking close. We're like $80 off. Like,
$80.
I don't want to stop until we hit it. Come on. Release me.
Yeah. So I. Oh wait, I'm not on my. I was gonna say for my phone, for some reason I can't donate. It just never lets me. Like I'll click the button as much as I want, and it'll just like never go on. But I'm at my fucking computer, Drendu. I'm at my computer. I can donate. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get us over that hump to release us from a curse.
Well, I guess I owe you a free voiceover commission.
Fuck yeah, you do. And I will be cashing in on that. Don't think I won't. Well, if it lets me. Oh fuck! Unless somebody beats me to this. Come on, fucking. It's just literally just spinning right now. No. Well, if I move my camera, here it goes. Here it goes. We'll rank 38. What do we need? $80.
Yeah. Dustin points out in 14 minutes it'll be 25 hours.
25 fucking hours. Me and Drender are both very sleepy.
Yeah, like single digits of sleep in 24 hours.
Here we go. Fucking did it. Unless somebody beat me to it, I'm gonna be getting that voiceover right there. Come on, Extra Life. Come on, Charity Drive. So if you want, we can go ahead and wrap this up now, Geronimo, because we have hit our $3,000 goal.
Yeah, I think so. How about I tell you what? We had one more question that I want to address from Johnny, which was what kind of transportation do they use in the Underdark? Do they have vehicles?
So it's kind of a mixture. They use both feet, obviously. They use
Voiceover.
they use feet and some inline skates. Not roller skates, inline skates. You know, like cool kids do. Oh no, a Bitasteria might have beat me to it. I think a Bitasteria did beat me. No, they donated $80 first. So Neil beat me to the voiceover. So we're at, I believe that puts us at $3,080. Oh man, it was literally back to back, but mine was second. Shit. So yeah, it is a mix of on foot and inline skates for modes of transportation. So we are at $3,081. Somebody in there also donated $1.
Just wanted that voice. Just wanted that.
Bill, you later winking face.
No, I think that'll be a Vitasteria. You want me to record you something with my dulcet tones for a promo or something? Let me know. I'll do it for nothing.
My son wants you all to see his weird Guy Fawkes mask.
Oh, there it is. Pinging and ponging out of existence, sir.
It's very cool. Good night. Um, you were already on there, dude. Go to sleep. It's 8 o'clock. Thank you all. So we'll Oh, Brittany said
You gonna do the
giveaways.
draws? Yeah, you gonna do any prize draws tonight? Or you gonna do?
That is a good question. I think I should probably do those tomorrow sober.
I think that's probably a good call.
I think it's a good call for me to not like fuck up.
Also, if you were gonna just stay on and do those on your own, I'd feel obligated to stay with you out of solidarity. So.
And I think it's to you. It's what 2 in the morning.
It was midnight to midnight for me.
Yeah. Let's hop off and we'll end out our the fuck is this show called? Lore and Pour. We'll end our Lore and Pour, and we'll be able to sleep now that we broke our $3,000 goal. Thank you everybody for donating. It has been a very successful 25 hours. Drunder, thank you for hanging with me for that last 51 minutes.
It's been a pleasure. Tiring, but a pleasure.
Yeah, very tiring. I told Brittany at like noon when Jeremy was running this game, I told her, I was like, you know what? I hope you don't mind that I really like go to sleep at like 8:30 tonight, because I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to head out. And after a successful $3,081 raised for Cincinnati Children's Hospital, I think I'm going to be able to sleep very easy tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And Gerundo, thank you, but also thank you so much. I'm gonna try to name everybody who was like a part of this event, which I would Gerundo help me not miss anybody. So thank you, Dustin, Sean, Johnny, Ernest. Danny, DB, Tiana, Jeremy, Neil from Abitisteria, Tanya, Rob, aka Power Home, and then all the guests, B, Anthony, Ted, Megan. Who did I miss anybody from from NBA that was? I think I got everybody right. It was Ernest, Megan, Dragonbait, and Jeremy, and I've already thanked them. I thanked all the guests. I'm
sorry if we've missed you, because it's been
very
a long
late.
ass day.
But I think we got everybody. I really do. I think we thanked everybody. Seriously, thank you all for Jeremy for running a game and letting me lay down and rest. Neil for running a game at 6 a.m. so I didn't have to. Everybody who took night shifts, like Dustin and Johnny and Sean and Gerundu. Yeah, thank you all so much. It was a lot. I genuinely so much easier than last year, where I really tried to I really tried to do it all myself, and then this year I really delegated a lot more, and it just ended up being so much less stressful, so much more fun, and we raised about the same amount as last year. I wanted to get like $1 more or two, just to kind of.
Everyone's had good. Everyone's had a year in pandemic, and we've still raised $3,000 for Cincinnati Children's Hospital.
Yeah,
that's not just thanks to all of us who've been on here doing the content. That's thanks to you guys who've donated your money and put it towards that good cause. And you're gonna get a significant number of you are gonna get a karmic reward tomorrow.
I'm not kidding. I think there's about 90 unique donors. So that's gonna be 1 in 3. Yeah, we've got over
you've got a 1 in 3
prizes.
chance to get a prize. That's pretty fucking good odds.
Yeah, I wish everybody could get something. Well, everybody does get something. Everybody gets at least a 20% off coupon to Eldritch Foundry.
That's
true. If you're gonna make a custom mini, also if you use our link and everything that I send in our thank you emails, not everybody has gotten those yet, but if you do. I know Dragonbait bought 2 minis using the 20% off promo and our specific link, and that specific link gave us a 15% kickback, which was $9 that I got to donate back to this event. Which, at 3,000, that's $9 is a really big amount to add onto this. So use
Once it
that
all
link.
adds up, it's gonna,
Yeah.
it's gonna be more even than we've got now.
Yeah, so if you're gonna use Eldritch Foundry, use that link, and whatever I get, I'm kicking back and adding it back to Extra Life. So
Yeah, help twice.
yeah, so it's a big help for multiple ways. So stay tuned tomorrow. I'll be sending out emails. What I'm gonna do is I've got a big Excel spreadsheet it's got all the donors, and I'm just gonna roll. I'm gonna go down our list of like 30 giveaways. And literally, 1 out of 3 of you will be getting at least something. So check your email inboxes. And thank you all for donating. Thank you all for helping and playing in games and streams that we did. It has been a wild 25 hours, Jordan. We need to go to bed. So thank you all so much. This episode is going to be the next episode of Lore and Pour. So if you watch it live, we'll edit it a little bit. If you didn't, enjoy. Hope you had fun, because I know I did. Bye, everybody.
I love you.
No more streams.